I found this YouTube channel, and it basically is quotes. So here's the YouTube channel, and I thought maybe we could go through it because the Law of One Tarot, the major arcana, is basically archetypes, right? So I thought maybe it would be fun and we could go through it and see where his quotes kind of fit in the Law of One Tarot. Now, this is the quote that got me started on this. So this quote here, Carl Jung's quote of he who is afraid needs dependence, as a weakened man needs support. Read that one more time and think of the Law of One Tarot. You can pull it up on my website, balrajgill.ca. Just scroll down and I have it on there. So let me read this again. He who is afraid needs dependence. He who is afraid needs dependence, as a weakened man needs support. Check this out. In these cards, who does that remind you of? He who is afraid, he who is afraid needs dependence, as a weakened man needs support. Right here. Oh my God, I could not stop thinking of the Hermit when I read that quote. The Hermit is the potentiator of the body complex. He who is afraid needs dependence, as a weakened man needs support. And look, he looks like, look at him. Don't you think? He looks weakened. All the layers that he has. I feel like it just fits this. He who is afraid needs dependence. And he's got dependence here with his cane. He who is afraid needs dependence, as a weakened man needs support. And isn't that kind of the whole purpose of the subconscious mind too? If the potentiator is the subconscious mind, second density, growth and movement, it's supposed to create growth and movement within you. It's supposed to create the catalyst, right? Let me know what you think, okay? Or is there another card here that quote reminds you of? It's kind of fun. Okay, so let's start this from the beginning. It's 10 minutes and we'll do a reactions to it. I am so interested to see what catches your eye. Feel free to comment. This is all for fun. We're learning together, and the more you engage with the archetypes, this is kind of like I would do if I was to create a course on the Law of One Tarot. I would do something like this with my students. So if you're interested, follow along and then comment to where you think whichever quote fits. Okay, so let's start with this one. If the path before you is clear, you're probably on someone else's.
If the path before you is clear, you're probably on someone else's.
What does that remind you of? If the path before you is clear, you're probably on somebody else's. Let's look around. I haven't really, the only one, the one that we just talked about, the Hermit, was the one that stuck out to me. The rest of them, I only have listened up to the Hermit. So let's do this together and we'll talk through it. So if the path before you is clear, you're probably on someone else's. I feel like that reminds me of her right here, the mind complex of the Empress, which is the catalyst. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I do see the ray. I don't know if that's a sun, but it's definitely like a circle or a sphere. It's some sort of consciousness. and the bird pointing at her, just reminding her, if that path before you is clear, remember, it'll be somebody else's path. And I say that because her feet are under this crescent moon, right? They're not stable at all. And also, she's sitting on a cube with the third eye in it. So I'm going to say, for me, it reminds me of the Empress of the mind complex, catalyst.
Everything that irritates us about others.
All right, let's do normal speed here. So everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. I'm gonna go with the High Priestess, the Potentiator of the mind complex. And I say that because she's sitting between the yin and yang. And she's sitting calmly, observing, but yet there's a veil on her eyes, all three, right? 1, 2, and 3 are veiled. So she can go either way of experiencing extreme yin, experiencing extreme yang. But either way that she goes, I feel like it would be everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. So she's potentially sitting there in the middle, observing until you get to the observation point. But she's either reacting to the yin, extreme yang, until she begins to observe. Like I said, because this is veiled, I feel like here, and I'm just going to call this the lower mind, even though, let's call this the left brain. If you're constantly reacting to things, you're not going to know that your reaction towards others is actually something that is within the subconscious mind here or unconscious mind here that you need to heal. I don't know. What do you guys think? I don't know.
Can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. Where your fear is, there is your task.
Where your fear is, there is your task. Where your fear is. Where your fear is, there is your task. For me, what resonates is the experience body complex. Right here, the green ray, heart chakra, love, understanding, fourth density, time. This is all what I just said. They call it the strength card in modern day tarot. Because the reason I say that it reminds me of the strength card is once you recognize your fear and you become neutral with it, you become okay with your fear, you can quiet it right down. That ego in the root chakra, that's where fear lives. You can bring it light and you can quiet it down. But you need both yin yang, both eyes here, your left eye, your right eye, in order to open up that middle eye to really get neutral in the observation stage and recognize your own throat chakra, the truth, the significator of the experience you're having towards the catalyst. I don't know. That's what I think.
Task. If a man knows more than others, he becomes lonely.
If a man knows more than others, he becomes lonely. If a man knows more than others, he becomes lonely. I feel like it's right here. The matrix of the spirit complex, the devil card. If a man knows more than others, he becomes lonely. If a man knows more than others, he becomes lonely. What do you think? I feel like it's the devil card because the devil is loud, opinionated. There's shackles here, which to me indicates attachments. Attachment to your own thought or your matrix, perhaps. Your own perspective, perhaps. There's no real movement in the card, I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm going to keep asking you what you think.
Thinking is difficult. That's why most people judge.
Thinking is difficult. That's why most people judge. Thinking is difficult. That's why most people judge. Thinking is difficult. That's why most people judge. It reminds me of the Hermit, the body complex. Maybe even the matrix. Oh, this is no. Which one's judgment? Oh, this is the judgment card here. This one's justice. Thinking is difficult. That's why most people judge. Yeah. So judgment, I feel like, would be within these, or even here. Let's even all of these. So the whole matrix, the whole potentiator, whole catalyst, and your whole experience before your experience it widens with different perspectives. So I feel like maybe it would be the Tower. I don't know. Thinking is difficult. That's why most people judge. Thinking is difficult. That's why most people judge. Yeah, maybe the spirit complex, the potentiator. Because judgment does that, right? Judgment just enhances the ego, and it creates this illusion of what you think you are based on how you perceive others. So really, there's no truth in your own perception because you're judging. Truth comes from when you start recognizing your patterns. It has nothing to do with other people. So maybe that one is the judgment card. Or sorry, maybe that one's the Tower, spirit complex of the potentiator. Let's just do a couple more and then I'll get off. I don't even know if you guys are going to like this, but let's see.
Even a happy life cannot be without a measure of darkness. And the word happy would lose its meaning if it were not balanced by sadness.
For me, I think that's the break here in the middle. You've got your higher mind, or you've got your right side of the brain, your music, and then you've got your lower mind where the ego kind of resides most of the time. in the practicalities of this external world, you have to have the dark. You have to have the dark in order to see the light. And that's how all of these archetypes flip onto each other from the experience portion here, from the middle portion. That's how they flip onto each other. They have to have each other. I think that's what that is.
Children learn by an adult's example, not by their words.
Children learn by an adult's example, not by their words. Children learn by an adult's example, not by their words. It reminds me of the faith card, actually, when I look at it. The catalyst of 3D is spirit complex, the faith card. They call it the star card in modern day tarot. Because he's got the, it's interesting, he's got the yin here and then the yang, he's got the yang, the white at the bottom, and he's got the yin in the cup. And on this side, it's interesting because it looks like it's yin and yin, right? It's yin and yin. What do you guys think?
You are what you do, not what you say you'll do.
You are what you do, not what you say you'll do. You are what you do, not what you say you'll do. I don't know why I'm drawn to the moon card. The experience of the spirit complex, 4D time. You are what you do, not what you say you'll do. The reason I say that is you've got your yin yang in both, right? Down here you got your pyramids, you've got the opposite dogs, you've got your yin yang, and they're both howling at the moon. You are what you do, not what you say you'll do. You know, and there's a lot of you are what you do, not what you say you'll do. The reason I say it's this moon card here is because for me, this moon card is always contemplation. By the time you get to the experience of the catalyst that's given to you through the potentiator, possibly the subconscious mind, which patterns are already formed from the matrix, I kind of feel like you've gone through, you're contemplating. And I feel like contemplation is the first experience of opening perspective, and you begin to do different when you contemplate. Whether it's do different by looking at the matrix and the patterns and being like, no, I'm going to change that. I don't like that. But you begin to make a choice of changing the patterns within the matrix to possibly higher consciousness. I don't know. I'm just talking. Who knows?
What did you do as a child that made the hours pass like minutes? Herein lies the key to your earthly pursuits.
I love that. What did you do as a child that made the hours pass like minutes? Herein lies the key to your earthly pursuits. You know how we're all looking for purpose? We're all looking for fucking purpose, like all of us. What did you do as a child that made the hours pass like minutes? Herein lies the key to your earthly pursuits. And it's funny, I saw that one and I don't remember my childhood whatsoever at all. So I have no idea what I did. But I feel like it's so interesting. I'm going down the spirit complex. I didn't even realize I was doing that because what I was going to say right now to you was I feel like it would be the sun card almost, or the great way of the spirit complex, the world card. That would be the archetype of the world or the sun card. What did you do as a child that made the hours pass like minutes? Herein lies the key to your earthly pursuits. That's beautiful. That's very beautiful. Yeah, the sun card or the great way, the world, the spirit complex. It's interesting. A lot of these have been spirit complexes.
The shoe that fits one person pinches another. There is no recipe for living that suits all cases.
Oh, okay. So we'll just end it there. That's probably a commercial. So if your shoe the shoe that fits one pinches another, there's no one recipe. It feels like right here, justice, the body complex. You must give balance to yourself from within. Give balance to the matrix so that you can take this blinder off and see with all three eyes. And give compassion to all. Anyways, I don't know if I'm going to do this again, but it was the first one, the Hermit card, that I was just like, I got to turn my computer on and I want to share this. Anyways, love you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.